love you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And please, if you're a Jew, don't celebrate New Year's, bro. We already had our New Year's on Rosh Hashanah. We're not celebrating holidays of the Goyim, bro. That's disrespecting God. You know, in the Torah, you wouldn't believe me if I told you, but in Deuteronomy it says, and in the book of Kings it says, that the mothers will eat their children because of a famine. What would make God do that to his children? You know what? Not only when you go against him and don't follow his word, no. When you go against him and don't follow his word in an arrogant way, when you provoke the anger of God. Let me tell you a secret about God. He's the most loving. He's the most merciful. He's the most kind. So how is it that he makes mothers eat their children? That makes no sense. You know how? Because there's an exception to the rule. The first rule in the book of rules is there's always an exception to the rule. And this is an exception to the rule. When you provoke his anger and you do things to get him really upset, like do the sin in his face, brag about it, mock him, play with him, joke on his name, put him down, demean him, God forbid. And believe me, I've seen Jews and non-Jews do it. But it's worse when it's a Jew. Because if anyone's supposed to be close to God, it's supposed to be us. He chose us to teach the other nations how to praise him. So how can it be that we failed in that mission? It is. And you know what's crazy? A guy might come and say, no, we're gonna do a better job. Never. How do I know? Because Hashem already told you the Jews have the most potential. Just like a woman. The best woman is probably greater than the best man, yo. They give life. They're graceful, they're kind, they're merciful. What's God? Truth, justice, and mercy. That's God. That's really the secret. Klal Yisrael, you have to understand that when you go against God, you break Shabbat, you take Koyot, you do things that Hashem forbids you to do and is very clear about it with no ambiguity. And you break these things and don't even care, he's gonna wake you up. And sometimes waking you up means punishing you really bad. You don't want to go through that, yo. I remember one time I was struggling with this sin, like most men do. And I remember I was gonna do it. And you know what thought came to my head? Why would you add to your sin? You already have enough sins with these women, yo. And you're gonna do another one and add to it? It's gonna be harder to do tshuva. It's gonna, God forbid, tilt the scales on the negative side for you. Why would you play with this? Why would you do something knowing it's gonna hurt you? When you do a sin against God, it's like taking a knife and stabbing your hand, yo. Not even joking with you, bro. Depending on the sin, it could be stabbing your, God forbid, I don't even want to say, yo. God forbid, yo, but you don't understand. Lo Aleinu, you don't understand, man. You're only hurting yourself. What did you gain when you made fun of his name? Go ask the king of Assyria. He did it. And he got killed by his own sons. Think about that, yo. That is crazy. That's Sanchariv and Sisera. Another one, yo. I'll name you a bunch of them. Nebuchadnezzar, Titus. And they all have one thing in common. Arrogant. And you know what arrogance leads to all the time? Stubbornness. Because you'll never admit you're wrong. You're arrogant, so you're going to always think you're right. Even when you're wrong, you're going to claim or try to find a way to say you were right. I dealt with these wicked people, yo. I know exactly how they move, unfortunately, but fortunately. So I better know how to deal with them. I know better to meet a mother bear robbed of her cubs than a fool in his folly. I know that. I know better to walk behind a hungry lion than a pretty woman. How could that be, yo? Because the hungry lion will eat your body. The pretty woman will eat your soul. Ask King Solomon what a pretty lady would do to you, yo. And he'll break it down. The wisest man that ever lived, the richest man that ever lived, had everything in the palm of his hand and fell to idols. Can you imagine? And you're gonna say, no, he didn't worship them. Okay, he didn't worship them, you're right. Let's say one opinion says he didn't worship them, but did he build the altars for them? Did he stop them from worshiping? Come on, man. King Solomon himself would testify what I'm saying is true. Because I speak the truth, and I'll tell you direct from the book of Kings, yo, just like that. But he did tshuva. The book of Kohelet, the book of Proverbs. Go read the book of Kohelet. Kohelet is like klal, it comes in the word like kahal, from the nation. He would give speeches to the nation to sway their hearts, to bring them closer to God. He'd speak to many. Blessed king. And think about Rehoboam, his son. Yo, the craziest thing, he took over and his advisors told him, the elders were like, listen, don't get too tough with the people. Your father had to put a lot of taxes. There were some wars at the end of his reign. So the people are a little bit upset. Take it easy on the people, yo, and they'll serve you well. He didn't listen, yo. He listened to his friends that told him, no, you better rule with an iron fist. Let him know who's the boss. How you think that worked out, yo? The craziest thing was he sent his tax collector to go, like, collect taxes from the people. Guess what they did? They stoned this dude, yo. And then Rehoboam had to, like, escape to Yerushalayim, yo. I'm not joking. But the damage he caused was immense. That opened the door for Yerovam ben Navat. He made the calf idols in Bet El and Dan that the Jews worship, not like instead of God, like in connection with God. It's even more disrespectful, yo. And it's crazy to think how there was idols in the temple, how they used to bow down to the sun in the temple, yo. Can you even? They killed the prophet Zechariah in the temple. They tried to kill Jeremiah. Go read this curse that Jeremiah gave on the people of Anatot that tried to poison him, yo. Basically, he said none of them and none after them should see the light of day. And that's what happened to Yerovam ben Navat. Not one except for one was saved, but everybody in his house was killed. Same thing with Achav. And the punishment of Jezebel, my goodness, when I tell you eaten by dogs, they left her feet, her hands, and her skull. The feet, because she used to walk with the funeral processions. The hands, because she used to clap for the wedding processions. And the brain is because that's where the seat of counsel is. That's where she's sitting. You're going to tell me it's in the heart, and you're right. But the brain is the filter. The desires start in the heart. But the brain is the captain. The brain decides if you're going to do the sin or not, yo. So what does God want, your brain or your heart, yo? It's not what a trick question. The answer is your heart. He already has your soul. Even though you have free choice to do what you want to do with your soul, but he has it. He wants your heart. Because Hashem already knows when he has your heart, you're pure. Then there's no need to worry about the soul. You know for sure the soul will be holy when the heart is holy, yo. And King Solomon asked for wisdom to judge your children. And I'm going to ask you to always keep my heart pure so you can rest in it and love me more than ever. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I feel like I really know you well, yo. Like I study your word a lot. I read about you. I pray to you, and in the prayers it talks a lot about, like, you know, who you are and what you do. Like, know who you're standing in front of, yo. Like, you're gonna pray in sweatpants and a t-shirt, fine. Hashem will accept you. We're not saying he won't. But make sure it doesn't have a stain on it. Make sure at least it looks nice, you know what I'm saying? And I love the halakha. You cannot pray in a room with a naked baby. A naked baby. Who cares about a naked baby? It's not the point. It's the modesty. It's to get yourself aware of the mitzvah of being sniut. For guys and for girls, and sniut is also with your mouth. You're a girl, you're gonna walk around spitting and speaking like a truck driver. Never gonna enter heaven like that, yo. You're gonna be looking at pictures of naked women on the computer. You're never gonna get to heaven with that either. What do you think? You're gonna have to go to the river of fire and get burned. And that's not gonna be pleasant, yo. Go ask people, God forbid, who went through cancer, God forbid, lo aleinu, and all these crazy diseases. And now they suffered for 6 months with tubes coming out of, I don't even want to say. We don't think about the punishment until it's too late. That's why King David said, I put my sin in front of me. I lay it out on the table. I'm not afraid, and I know I'm able to swing like a cable from one mitzvah to the next. I could write a whole poem right now off the top, and I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you know I can do it because I love God and He gave me the ability to do it. So I am bragging about God, not about me. Melchizedek blessed Avram before Hashem. And Hashem took the priesthood away from him and gave it to Avram. That's gangster. Hashem doesn't play games, yo, man. Preserver of truth. I love that name for him, yo. That's really what he is. He's about the truth above everything, yo. Even above the mercy. You can have all the mercy you want for the poor person, but if he's guilty and he owes the rich man money, you cannot, tell the rich man, sorry, but I'm not going to vote for, I'm not going to judge in your favor. You cannot do this. That would destroy the justice in the world, yo. Yeah, ask for donations, collect the money, pay it off, ask the guy to waive it, whatever. But if the guy insists, and he says he must pay, and he's going to be like a jerk about it, nothing you can do about it, bro. That's the halakha, and you do what's right, even if you think it's wrong. You understand? Hashem's infinite, ineffable wisdom is way above anything you can imagine. We left you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we ate garbage, yo. I don't understand, man. The problem with Klal Yisrael, yo, is that we're not studying enough. That's really what it is, man. If you study all day and night and become addicted to God, you're gonna understand these things. They're gonna come to your mind so naturally. You're gonna sin, of course. Everybody sins. You're made of flesh and blood, but you're gonna think a billion times before you do it. Many times you'll talk yourself out of the sin. It's not worth it. Put it on a scale. Do I really want to add to the sins I already had? I'm going to choose this over God. Better I close my mouth. Better I don't get angry. Yo, anger. Ooh. That's why you don't ever want to be angry and arrogant. My goodness. That's a deadly combo, yo. That's a deadly combination right there, yo. Those are the ones that go to hell deep in the 5th, 6th level. I don't want to say 7th because you might not get out, God forbid. But not God forbid. What if it's Hitler, your Machshemo? You know what I'm saying? I can never imagine him getting into heaven. No, but he suffered, I don't know how you make up for that, yo. Oh, crazy. We learned from Yaakov when he made all the sheep spotted and speckled by taking pieces of branches and then, making cuts in them. And the sheep used to mate by the watering hole. And they used to look at these sticks. And they all came out spotted and freckled and speckled. So he was able to get all of these sheep away from Lavan and take them for himself. He made like a bet. And he said to him, you take all the beautiful white sheep and I'll take all the colored and speckled sheep. And that's exactly what happened, yo. So we had like an immense amount of cattle. From that story, you can learn so much. Somebody treats you like a snake, you have the right to trick them like a snake. Scary, but we learn it from Yaakov. But I'll tell you even deeper than that, yo. You know what we learn from that story? That what you see with your eyes literally affects your brain. How do I know? Because there was this white lady who was married to a white man, and she gave birth to a black kid. And the doctor asked her, let me ask you a question. In the room where you have relations with your husband, are there any pictures of any black men? So she goes, yeah, my husband's a big baseball fan. I think it was like Rod Carew. I don't know what it was. And he said, fine, but let me ask you a question. When you're having relations with your husband, do you ever look at that picture? The day that you conceived this baby, were you staring at that picture? She said, I was. He said, that's why your baby's black. Do you understand? That's scary. I remember I heard a story that was so crazy deep, yo. There was a kid that got really, really sick. He was like about to die. And they were praying for this kid, and one of the workers at the place where they were working at was making fun of the people that were praying for him. You really believe? You think there's a God? So one of the guys there was rich, so he said to this guy, let me ask you a question. If I gave you $20,000 right now, cash, and I told you to take the sickness of this kid and put it on you, would you do it? Like, you don't think it's real, right? The sickness is not going to jump from the kid and then jump to you, obviously, and you're going to make 20 G's. You don't believe in God, right? You were just mocking God right now. So make that deal. It was bad. He made the deal. He died. And the kid lived. You understand what's going on, yo? Yo, you don't understand, man. When you say with your mouth, you took like an oath that he's going to take the sickness. Very scary stuff, yo. You don't understand the power of a human word. And I'll show you the power of a human word. Sorry, when it's said with sincerity. That's a powerful word, man. You can make someone's day by apologizing to them. Literally make their day. I'll tell you a really funny story, yo. When I was young, I used to get into a lot of trouble. So I was very impatient and, had a temper. So I remember when I was young, 18, I was, I'm going to work on my anger. So I'll never forget, I got in the car. And I remember the whole morning I was giving myself a speech before work. I was like, listen, I'm not going to get mad today. No matter what happens, I'm prepared for the test and this, that. And I pull out of my driveway, and the block that I lived on, there was a one-way where you could only make a left. There was like one lane where you could, and it like forked, and it was like a split. So you could go to the right, or you could go straight. There's a light, and then you can make a left. So I go straight where the light is to make the left. It's red, and there's a girl in front of me. The light turns green, and she doesn't go. So right away, I said to myself, I'm not going to get mad. I'll wait here for 20 minutes if that's what it takes. After about 30 seconds, I decided to look like, I didn't want to beep because I was like, I'm not going to beep. Guess what she was doing? She was putting on her makeup, yo. She didn't even know the light turned green. So I got mad, and I honked, and I pulled up next to her, and I said, what are you doing? And what a horror show, yo. A total fail. You know why? Because I got mad. When you get mad, you fail, even if you're 1,000,000% right. Ask the most righteous that came before us who got mad, and how they paid the price for that, yo. Ooh. Elijah, Moshe, the most humble man that ever lived, got angry, of course. When I saw someone disrespect my mother the other day, I got angry. So I could see how Moshe Rabbeinu could get upset that they were disrespecting God, playing with God, mocking God, complaining to God. He wasn't with it, bro. And who loved Klal Yisrael like Moshe Rabbeinu? Very few, if any. I love what it says, that when Eldad and Medad were prophesying, and this young guy came to Moshe and told him, And Yoshua got mad, so he goes, are you jealous on my account? Don't be. I wish all of Klal Yisrael were prophets. That's deep. Moshe Rabbeinu, yo, is so dope, yo. I'll tell you something beautiful about Moshe Rabbeinu. When he was king of Cush, before he was king, he did this. This is what impressed them so much with his knowledge. So they couldn't break through into the city because it was like surrounded on all sides, and there was like this body of water, and it had like a bunch of like poisonous snakes, so there was like no way to get through it. So you know what Moshe did? He had them go in the forest and train storks, and then they would like command the stork, and the stork would fly down into this like body of water and start killing all the snakes. And that's how they were able to penetrate and enter. That's dope. They threw Moshe Rabbeinu in prison for 10 years, no food, no water. Who fed him? Tzipora, bird, like a bird. She came to feed her husband, yo. You know what's so dope? A lady died. She had no friends. The rabbi came. He didn't see one person. He looked at the sun. She didn't have any friends. As he said the word friends, 500 birds came and landed right on her tombstone. So the son looked at the rabbi and goes, yes, Rabbi, she had friends. And here they are. She used to feed the birds every day. Twice on Shabbat. That's dope, yo. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, today was Rosh Chodesh. And I said, Brachat HaMazon, Ya'aleh v'yavo. That was dope. Kadosh Baruch Hu, you know why I want heaven? Because I'll be close to you. That's why. That's what I'm already close to you. But not like that, yo. Heaven in this world where I can see you, where I can really feel you. I feel you, but I can feel you more. I see you, but I can see you more. And it says on the day of a man's death, he will see God. But he's not going to look like a person. And he's not going to have an image. Maybe fire, maybe smoke, maybe clouds, maybe a light. Who knows? But I will tell you one thing. When it's God, you'll know. You know, I heard the story. I liked it. This lady comes to this rabbi that made her daughter dress modest. So she comes to the rabbi and she goes, hey, listen to me. Stop brainwashing my daughter. Stop brainwashing my daughter. So you know what the rabbi told her? You're right. I am brainwashing her. I'm washing her brain from all this secular filth and garbage you teach her. Look how you dress. You come here with a mini skirt, dressing all sexy, fixing up your hair like Jezebel. And I'm trying to save the soul of your daughter, and you're getting mad at me, yo? Check yourself. One time a girl came to a rabbi in Florida, and she said, Rabbi, I cannot dress modest. I'm sorry, it's too hot. So you know what the rabbi told her? It's a lot hotter down there. You might want to reconsider. Wow, it's scary. It's a sad joke, but actually it's funny. Sometimes you gotta make light, but don't make too much light. You know what I mean? Don't be a jester. Don't be a clown where everything's a joke, because then you'll never change. Even you'll be, God forbid, the biggest sinner will tell you to change. You'll make a joke like at a roast. Don't be like that ever. And don't kiss up to the wicked, or you're gonna fall right into their hand. Word up, I've seen that a lot. It's like you work for a boss. He's a real jerk. But you don't want to lose your job. But you see he's treating everybody like trash. Not you though, but everybody else. Eventually, he's gonna treat you like trash and get rid of you. Why? Because you kissed up to the wicked. It's deep. Follow what I tell you, yo, because I speak truth in the name of God, yo. Because it's in his name. You know how I know? Because he taught it. That's how I know. Yes, in his name. You know why? Because he's the one that taught me everything I know. Forever grateful and forever yours. love you, Hashem.